Hey everybody, what's happening out there? Another music class for you. 30 lessons in 30 days trying to get the basics of music down. So welcome to the channel. Steven is my name. Let's talk about the major scale today. Okay, so if you've watched a few of these few of my videos so far, we've covered the chromatic scale before. And the chromatic scale is the system of music that we're going to be using. It's 12 notes separated by half steps. And that's what I would consider level 1 of music theory. Level 2 in my class is called the major scale. And just like the chromatic scale, we're going to learn how to construct it, how to use it, what it is from a mathematical perspective, free of any instrument for the time being. Eventually, I'm going to do lessons where I actually show the piano, or I got my handy little awesome drawing of the piano here, but eventually I'm actually going to bust out the piano or a guitar or something like that to show you practically how it sounds and things like that. But these beginning lessons is very helpful to understand music just in your mind without any instrument in front of you. You can make a little noise, but what you're going to want, as I've mentioned before, what you're going to want to do is rely on your mind and the sound of your voice prior to really needing an instrument for it. The reason for that is your fingers are dumb. The piano is dumb. It doesn't play itself. And if it does, it's been programmed by a human or by a computer or something like that. You're smart. You have a brain. So the more that you can internalize these things from a vocabulary perspective and to make the mind stronger musically and with this terminology, the better off you're going to be. So most people have heard the major scale before. It goes do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Backwards. Do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. In my opinion, learning it like do, re, mi, fa, so is helpful, but not as helpful as what we're going to do today. What we're going to do today is we're going to learn the 7-note. Sometimes people say 8, but they're wrong. There's 7 notes, and then the 8th note is actually the first note up an octave. But we're going to learn it from the intervals and mathematical perspective. And if we do that, we'll be able to do it in any key. So what the major scale is, it's the 7 notes that make up a major key. When songs are in a major key, there are sometimes notes that are outside of key, but they're going to be exceptions. Okay? We've talked before about we operate in the realm of rules, not in the realm of exceptions in these classes. And you can think of notes that are in key versus out of key in that same way. If a note is in the key, it's going to generally fit the song. It's like the rule. If a note falls out of key, they still might use it in a song, but it's going to sound like an exception. It's going to sound a little bit, not bad, but a little bit strange, maybe like a violation of a rule. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, in our first couple videos, we did cover what intervals are. Intervals are the space between 2 notes. The smallest interval, labeled H in our scale, is called a half step, and that's 1 key regardless of color. C to C sharp to D, D to D sharp to E, E to F. E to F is a half step because there's no black key in between E and F. And W in this system is going to be labeled a whole step, which is 2 keys regardless of color. C to D, D to E, E to F sharp, because it's 2 keys regardless of color from E to F sharp. Just a little review on the chromatic scale real fast. So my point is this. You have the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 7. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And the 1 is the do, the 2 is the re, the 3 is the mi, and so on and so on. Might have mentioned this before, that vocal teachers, they teach. I've met people that are expert vocalists that understood a little bit about music theory that only knew this do, re, mi system, which I believe is called solfege. But what you're going to do, and I think this about singers, about any instrument, that learning the number system is way more beneficial. Okay, I would recommend, rather than singing the do, re, mi, try to sing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's not, I guess, as fun because they're not like cool little syllables and things like that. But what it will train you to do is to realize that there are 7 different scale tones in this system. And what we'll do now is realize that there is a certain interval apart each. Okay, so if you look up here, you got from the 1 to the 2 is up a whole step. 2 to the 3, whole step. 3 to the 4 is a half step. 4 to 5, whole step. 5 to 6, whole step. 6 to 7, whole step. 7 to 1, half step. And I would recommend committing this saying to memory that I'm about to say right now. Memorize this: whole, half, whole, half. My students that I've done one-on-ones with before, we've beaten this to death. Saying this saying forward and backwards: whole, half, whole, half. Half, whole, half, whole. In that, you're starting on the 1. You're going up a whole step, then a whole step, blah, blah, blah. We just said it. Now, this is going to show you, and what I'm really presenting right now is what is going to one day become a game that we might play in class. With my one-on-one students, we play this game all the time. Until they're perfect on this game, we don't go to the next level. And here's an example. It says in the thumbnail that is how to quiz yourself. Here's how to quiz yourself. It's pretty simple. You name a number, and you might name a key. If you say, like, I'll just play it with myself to give you guys an example. We're in the key of C, okay? That means C is the 1, okay? We're in the key of C. What's the 2? The 2 is a whole step above 1. It's a D, all right? We're in the key of D. What's the 3? The 3 is 2 whole steps above D, and that's F sharp. Notice that when I say I'm in the key, I'm in a certain key, I'm saying it's the 1. But you can also do other things like the C is the 4. What's the 3? Okay? If C is the 4, it's here, and it's down a half step to the 3, and a half step down from C is B. Okay, and you can quiz yourself. I mean, it's a little bit like easier and more keeps you on your toes when another person is quizzing you because they can kind of see where your weaknesses are and stuff like that. But you can just quiz yourself if you want to learn how to navigate your keys and see what your different intervals and how far each number is from each number and things like that. You basically just say, I mean, if I had a person with me right now, I'd be like, quiz me. I do this with my students all the time. It's like, okay, B flat is my 7. What's my 5? Okay, I'm on B flat, down a whole step to the 6 is A flat. Down another whole step to the 5 is G flat. Okay, if B flat is the 7, the 5 is G flat. We're in the key of B, which is a half step above the 1. That's how to navigate the major scale. And my point is, like I said earlier, is that this can become a game. If you're good enough with the chromatic scale, which I said in a previous video, you should get good at going up and down, saying the notes in the chromatic scale. C, C sharp, D, get good at saying it forward and backwards. And if you're good enough at that, you should be able to do this quiz, this major scale quiz, without even having a piano. And trust me, when you get over to a piano, if you're good at this game of navigating in your mind and with language, getting over here and playing it, or at least understanding it, probably the best word would be navigating it, it's going to be so much easier. If you use your fingers to kind of just paw around, you're not operating at your highest effectiveness, your highest efficiency. You're basically just having your fingers learn for themselves, and you're trying to get to the level of muscle memory. But muscle memory is not real memory. I mean, real memory is in the brain, and I recommend this method, and I recommend it almost to a fault, where my students will be like, "Why can't we just get on the piano?" We will. We will. I can play my butt off on a lot of different instruments, but this way of learning how to construct music it's not even in theory. It's just in your mind, because these aren't theoretical prospects. These are actual prospects. It's not theoretical that E is the 3 of C. E is the 3 of C. It's the 3 of C. It's provable because it's 2 whole steps above the 1. So I'm not sure, and I'm not sure what else to do with this video. We're learning about navigating our way around the major scale. There's this quiz game that you can play where you can present a hypothetical 7 and ask yourself what the 4 is, and then you have to figure that out. You can hit yourself with a hypothetical 6. The 6 is C sharp. What's the 1? It's E. It's E because a whole step above C sharp is D sharp, and a half step above D sharp is E. So that's the video right there, guys. We're going to be doing these in 30 of these in 30 days. Please let me know below in the comment section if there's a type of concept or type of video that you'd like me to cover. But my name's Steven. You can hit the like button, hit the share button, all those things I'm required to say as a YouTuber. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video, and I hope you have a great day.